Excellent. All right, so I've known Micha for about 15 years. Initially met her through the Consumer Attorneys of California. She is the one who saw me from across the room and sort of grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "You're the one," and got me involved initially through the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Got me involved in leading that part of the organization, and then really helped foster me into leadership for the organization. She is a force of nature, and it was interesting that we became such quick friends and she became such an important support in my life. Because I am by nature a pacifist. I am not looking to rock any boats ever, and Micha lives her life looking to rock boats. If there is a problem to be solved, she's going to find it. She's going to come to the table with solutions, thinking outside of the box, and she is not afraid to take on the most powered interest, the most entrenched parts of society. She is completely fearless, and she's unabashed in making sure that there is true parity in the world, that everybody's on equal footing, that victims and survivors have their justice, and she's been truly inspirational for me in everything that I've achieved. After Consumer Attorneys of California, she tapped me to get involved in the Western Trial Lawyers Association, and she said, "Listen, this is an organization that is past its prime. It's run by a group of people who don't reflect the diversity of the practice of law in the Western United States anymore." And given the work I had done with COC, she saw in me somebody who would be able to come in and help mix things up with the Western Trial Lawyers Association, which we did. And again, because of the vision that Micha had, are able to now look at an organization that much more accurately reflects the legal profession in the Western United States, and the consumers that we serve through our practices. She is one of the most restless people I've ever known in my entire life, and her plate is never too full. She's always looking for the next thing again, looking for a problem, coming to the table with a solution. My joke with Micha is, have you started any new companies this week? And it's because there's always something, whether it's running leadership, whether it's starting a coffee company for women-owned coffee growers. In addition to having a full-time, incredibly successful legal practice and all the organizational work that she does, whether it's victims of child sex abuse, whether it's the consumer attorneys more broadly, whether it's local trial lawyer associations. She's everywhere all the time and serves as a tremendous inspiration to everybody that she encounters. And it's not just an inspiration, she's a hands-on mentor to people who otherwise might not feel comfortable walking into a room, getting involved. Micha is looking who she can pair you up with, make sure that you know the right people so that you can be your best self and accomplish as much as possible, no matter what room you're in or what organization you're getting involved in.
Man, I think that covered it. I mean, is there anything, I don't know, about her legacy, anything else? Like, what do you think her legacy is in an abstract way?
Micha's legacy will be fearlessness, stick-to-itiveness, and one of the most wicked sense of humors that's out there. And that is probably what I appreciate about her more than anything. I am as sarcastic as the day is long. And I cannot tell you how many 4-hour board meetings I've gotten through because I was able to sit next to Micha and we were able to find humor sometimes even in the most serious of situations. And if you don't, the work will get to you, right? I mean, whether it's volunteer work, whether it's working with victims and survivors, she brings a fearlessness to the work she does, but a levity that makes it palatable. And she will forever be known as somebody who's not afraid to take anybody on.
Is that the first time you did a podcast with her?
It is.
Anything you want to say about that? Just cut.
I mean, it's so natural. I feel like anytime Micha and I are in a room talking together, we're sort of on our own podcast. We were in a board meeting in Washington, D.C. for a national trial lawyer organization last week, and we walked into the room and it was set up unusually. There was sort of the main floor where everybody was going to be sitting, and I looked to the side and I was like, there's a balcony up there. I'm like, girl, we're going to go sit in the mezzanine. So we took front seats in the mezzanine, sort of like looked over everybody. It's always looking for something a little bit offbeat, but we were able to get through a 4-hour board meeting. I can't say enough good things about her, and I don't think she has even, there's no way that she could possibly appreciate the legacy that she is going to leave in every organization that she's involved in, and for each and every consumer in the state of California. Probably the most pronounced thing that she did was serving as the head of the Consumer Attorneys of California during COVID. And at a time where we feared that access to justice was going to be shut down and courtrooms were going to be closed, Micha came to the table with a knowledge of the inner workings of the state bar that nobody else in our organization had. And it was based on that knowledge and the experience she had, combined with her fearlessness, that allowed her to spring immediately into action with our organization to make sure that courtrooms remained open, that accommodations were made so that justice could still be served, even through the most disruptive of times at the beginning part of the pandemic. That's the legacy that Micha is going to leave.
All right, let's cut right there. Thank you.